Okay, today I'm going to be talking about fasting and protein intake and what method of fasting is the best for your protein intake. I'm going to be comparing the top 3 that I can think of and where I've seen the majority of stuff online, and that is intermittent fasting, which is probably the most popular one, alternate day fasting, and OMAD, 1 meal a day fasting. So I'm going to be comparing those 3, and these are all in my own personal opinion and personal experience on what fast makes you consume the most amount of protein and the least amount of protein. My goal with protein intake is around 150 grams a day. In a week, that's about 1,050 grams of protein. I'm trying to get that in my goal, and I'm trying to see what method of fasting is the best for it. But at the same time, my main aim when I'm fasting is to keep calories low. So I'll explain why I'm stuck to a certain fasting method versus another, but I'll explain why I think one is better than over another in certain situations. And hopefully at the end of this video you will know what method is best for you and what's going to suit your goals the most. I'll try to put my own opinion on what I think is the best for muscle building and what I think is the best for diet. IF, intermittent fasting, is roughly, the majority of people do a 16-8. So you get 16 hours of just no eating and 8 hours of eating. And I'm going to put a generalization of 2 meals within it there with snacks, but I'm not going to be including the protein in the snacks because that varies from day to day. But the protein I get from meals is typically 30 to 40 grams of protein per meal, which roughly adds up to about maybe 80 grams of protein, well, 60 to 80 grams of protein per day. So it's a good space of time between meals as well, so you can constantly get protein every couple hours. Okay, next is alternate day fasting. Alternate day fasting, if you don't know what that is, it's 1 day no food, 1 day with food, 1 day no food, and you eat normally. So when I say eat normally, you have 3 meals a day. This is not including snacks or any protein supplements. So we're just going to say 3 meals a day. Typically I'll eat about 30 to 40 grams per meal. That roughly adds up to about 90 to 120 grams of protein a day, which is a good amount of protein, but you have to take into account the day you're not consuming any food. There's no protein going in your body those days. So I know some people add 500 calories, but in my opinion, an alternate day fast is no calories on the day you're not eating. So that's one of the side effects of the alternate day fast, is that you cannot consume protein on your other day. OMAD. I'm currently on OMAD, and I currently add more protein than I normally would in a meal with OMAD. If you don't know what OMAD is, it's 1 meal a day. As the name stands, OMAD is just an easy way of saying it. And the amount of protein I pack in 1 meal with OMAD is about 50 to 60. I know that's a lot of protein, and it is very questionable if I'm actually absorbing that much protein. But I feel having 1 meal a day, I gotta try and maximize as much protein as I can. And that's all the calories I can eat. It's already lower calories than you would normally on most diets, but I track how much protein I'm putting in a meal. So I put about 50 to 60 grams a day, and that's all you have a day, but that's every single day just to make up for it. And you can say I'm biased with OMAD, that I'm gonna say it's the meal that gets you the least amount of protein by the end of the week because I'm currently on it. I prefer OMAD just because it's a bit easier with my lifestyle than doing the other ones, especially alternate day fasting. I like alternate day fasting. I've seen people get amazing results on it, but my lifestyle will not suit it right now. Maybe one day. I've tried it a bit, but it's a bit too hard for me to fall off the wagon a bit with alternate day fasting than it is with OMAD. Okay, I'm gonna rate each one on how much protein you get by the end of the week. Remember, I did say I want 1,050 grams of protein by the end of the week, but with each of these fasts I'm not hitting that target at all. I'm quite far away from it, but I'll explain what I'm getting with each fast. Okay, let's start with OMAD. OMAD, I'm having about 50 to 60 grams of protein a day, and weekly that is 350 to 420 grams of protein a week. It's not enough protein that I want, but I'm forcing a lot of protein within that time frame, and if I put any more, I don't think a lot of it's going to get used. I know a lot of people say that's a myth, or if it's not, but I personally don't think my body will absorb that much protein in that time frame. So I'd rather not waste the protein and just eat about 50 to 60. I'm probably not absorbing all of that in 1 meal, but I haven't eaten all day, so that might come into account of it. Like, because I haven't eaten, I might be absorbing more than I usually would have. So that's that. OMAD is the least amount. Next one, can you guess what it is? Okay, next one is alternate day fasting. And I put this on a 4-day week because I think that's the most amount of days you can have in 1 week with eating on an alternate day fast. And on average, I did say you have about 90 to 120 grams of protein a day, which equals to about 360 on the low end and 480 on the high end. So it is a bit better on the low end compared to OMAD, but on the high end you are getting more protein with OMAD, but the protein absorption is questionable with what I'm doing. But you're having 1 day with no protein at all, so if you're going to the gym, I don't think it'll affect your results that much in the long term, especially if you're dieting for weight loss. But if you're trying to build muscle, I would not recommend both of these. Okay, IF, this is not a surprise by far because you get 8 hours of eating. If you wanted to squeeze 3 meals in, you can, but I am going to do it by 2 meals because typically when you do IF, you do miss a meal because of the eating window. And no snacks or protein supplements. Remember that before someone says protein supplements, you can add that in. Yeah, you can, but this is without it. I'm just saying what it would generally be without a protein supplement or snacks. And with IF, you are getting 420 to 560 grams per week. It's more than the others, but it's not close enough to my goals. I'm already doing a low end side of protein, like 150 grams a day is a reasonable amount of protein when you are going to the gym and dieting. But with IF, you're still under the protein. But this is just for meals, so you could technically add a protein shake and some snacks that have high protein in them with IF. IF is the only way I can see if you plan to build some muscle and keep body fat lower, is going to be doing it with IF. With the other two, it's a bit more difficult. I'm not saying it's impossible. You can do it, but generally speaking, if you want to build a muscle more frequently, then I would go with IF over the other two. But let me know what you guys think. If you guys think there are other ways of doing this, or putting a combination of 2 different fasts together, this is what I typically do with OMAD. On OMAD during the weekdays, I will be on OMAD, and the weekends I will be on IF, just to make it more flexible with my life. Not really for the muscle building effect, but just to stay on a diet, at least on the weekend, not to just go free for all. So I'm at least doing IF on the weekend and OMAD on the weekday. But let me know what you guys think. Would you guys stick to a similar sort of structure, or would you be completely rigid with it? I'd prefer doing a combination of 2. But yeah, if you guys have stuck along this long in the video, my name is Leoric and I am fasting for my wedding in about 10 months, and I'm sitting around 20 kilos for that time. I already lost about 5 kilos in January and I'm sticking to it pretty well so far. But yeah, I'd like you to subscribe, not to be a subscriber number, but to be an accountable buddy. I'll be yours and you can be mine, and we can keep each other accountable for our diet. My name is Leoric and I will see you guys in the next one. Later.